This episode is brought to you by Camilla Najat with Exit Realty Metro.
Camilla Najat is an experienced real estate agent who prides herself in finding the perfect home for her clients. Camilla can help you with a comparative market analysis to help determine the value of your home if you're planning on selling, or help you determine the going rate for the neighborhood you're moving into. She can also work with you at your pace.
You can reach Camilla by calling 902-880-8429 or email camilla@exitmetro.ca.
Also, you can find her on Facebook at Camilla Najat, Exit Realty Metro.
This episode is sponsored by our friend Steve, aka Chip, who posts daily videos on his just for fun, random pick sports betting page called 3 Overs Daily. Steve gets random people to pick 3 games a day, from his ex-girlfriends to random strangers on the street, even his dogs. Chip's videos include the reactions from wins and losses each day, including some comedy and fun. Steve and the Afternoon Pint advise that you do gamble responsibly and that you never bet money you don't have. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call the National Gambling Problem Helpline at 1-800-522-4700. You can follow Steve's 3 Over Daily posts on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Enjoy.
This is Matt Conrad.
And this is Mike Tobin.
Welcome to the Afternoon Pint. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Afternoon Pint. I am Matt Conrad, and today I am solo, but we have a guest here. So we have...
Chip from 3 Overs Daily.
Yes.
Or Steven.
Whichever.
Yeah. Whatever.
Chipper, whatever you want to call him. Hey,
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes. So, as you heard kind of in the opening there, this is a sponsored episode, which is something new for us, which is kind of cool. But on top of that, this is a bit of a collaboration, too, because I've known Steve for a while, and, he's a good buddy, and we like sports, and we want to sit down and have a chat about sports, because you are a sport gambling guy with a social media problem.
Is that what it is? I think it's the other way around.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. No.
So why don't you tell everybody? I love it. I mean, we can get into some other stuff, but let's hit it off right off the bat about what is 3 Overs Daily.
Yeah. So I've been betting on sports since I was allowed to. So 18 years old, and hasn't really gone well, to say the least. I don't know how much I'm down over 12 years, but I'm definitely not up. But I'm a big over better, which just basically means I like betting on both teams to score a bunch of points, and I've been doing that forever. So I just came up with the idea to why don't I get 3 random people to make the picks for me every single day and see how that goes, and maybe I can make some content around it, and it's taken off.
It really has taken off. You've had some cool collaborations, not just this one included, but there's some other people that you've collaborated with. I mean, I've known you a while. I know that you like to bet the over. I know every once in a while I've thrown in a little under there, and you get upset with me, and you're just like, "Come on, that's for lame people, boring and all that stuff, right?" It's so funny. As a sports fanatic, I would often see your social media posts where this game is terrible, and I'm like, defense is not terrible. Defense is fun, but obviously you're looking at it as from a different perspective.
Yeah, it's funny where you can go when you get into a game. There's people who will watch a game who want a team to win, so they don't care about points or goals or whatever it may be. And there's people like me who watch a game where all I want is points, all I want is goals, all I want is baskets. So I've come across people who've explained it that way to me, where they're like, well, I have Tampa Bay to win, and why do you care so much about how this is going one way or the other when it comes to who's scoring or how much points there are? And well, the reason is because I'm betting the over.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I enjoy it quite a bit. There is something to be said. Everyone likes home runs, everyone likes goals, everyone likes touchdowns, right? Baskets or whatever, right? But how do you, as a I would actually say now, you, as much as it's more about the content, and we will talk a little bit about that. But as a professional gambler, how do you really differentiate yourself from being a sports fan? Because I know you're an avid sports fan, and I know you have some love for some teams. Leafs being one that we're on. Yeah. How do you sit there and differentiate yourself from that?
Well, when you love a team so much to the point where it's in your blood, you watch those games and you enjoy those games without having money on them. Every other game, I could care less about watching it because unless I have money on it, that's just how I've been. So I have 3 TVs downstairs in the man den, and I usually will have 3 games on, and I'll have people come over and say, "Oh, do you have money on this game?" And I go, "Is this the Leafs? No. Is it the Jays? No. Yes, I absolutely have money on this game." I'm a diehard fan of Toronto teams specifically, and I don't really have an NFL team that I'm a diehard fan of. But if it's on TV, I have money on the over.
So actually, that's a good thing. So you're a Toronto sports fan. So we can talk a little bit about that, and then kind of come back to like how this whole brainchild came about. But your journey started with it being in Ontario. You're from Ontario, and you moved to Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because you did it all by yourself, like a big boy.
Well, I was 25 at the time, and it was 2015, and was living in Ontario, and I just, I needed change at that point in my life. So I had one friend here. That's it. I knew one friend, and he said, "Why don't you move here?" And at the time I was working for a specific company, and I asked them if I could just transfer over, and they were like, "Sure." So I packed up my Jeep with whatever I had, and I literally drove here not knowing where it was going to go, and it ended up being the best decision I ever made.
Well, you've really laid down roots, that's for sure. I think, getting away from... I know you originally came from outside of Toronto, so you're used to the little bit smaller towns.
Yep.
But that being said, you came here, you went to Toronto, then came here, and now you're in Yarmouth, which is like very small town in Nova Scotia. It's Nova Scotia small town.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so, that was a huge move.
Shout out to Yarmouth for sure. I've been there for 2 years now, and it's such an amazing little community. It's definitely a fishing town, and I absolutely love living there. And the house that I have there now I'll have forever. I'm not going to get rid of it no matter what happens or where I go.
Right.
I will always keep that house in Yarmouth. I love it there. But being from Ontario, moving to Nova Scotia, things are a lot. The small town aspect of it isn't that different. You have the small town people, small town gossip. You have 3 grocery stores. You have a hockey team. You have a hockey rink and a hospital and a couple bars. Right. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, that's awesome. And honestly, as much as I, because we're buddies and everything, I gave you a hard time moving 3 hours away. But I will say, you've really, really come into your own. I honestly, you luckily the job that you're in currently, which I hired you in, which is actually kind of funny. So the job, I'm not there anymore, but that's how Steve and I met. He applied for a job, and I thought he was fantastic, and I hired him on, and he's still there, and they let you move 3 hours away.
Yep.
And but honestly, you've really hit your stride, man. You went down there. You're doing well at work. You started obviously 3 overs daily, but you're doing tons of volunteer work. Like, you got to give a little bit of airtime for all the volunteer work you're doing, because it's awesome.
Thank you. With my current job, I'm able to make my own schedule, really. So a lot of time during the day I do have dead time. So volunteering just kind of seems like something I should be doing. So stuff like Meals on Wheels. I coach the high school hockey team in town as well, which takes up a lot of time in the winter. I'm on the Rotary Club. So basically anything I can do with time that I have available to me, I usually will. That being said, there's a lot of volunteers in our community. It's very volunteer driven. So you got to give a shout out to all of them, and I think those people motivate me to get involved as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I actually get to meet Yarmouth Mayor. She's awesome.
Pam Mood. Yeah. She is fantastic.
She knew you. That's the funny thing is, I met her at a gala, and I was like, she did such a great, she just nailed this speech, and everyone was like on their feet afterwards. I was like, I have to go over and meet this woman and have a conversation with her. And I was like, I know literally one person in Yarmouth, and I just said your name, and she was like, who is that? And I said, and she was like, no way. And she was like, she had nothing but great things to say about you. So I was like, what are the freaking chances? But you know what? Makes sense. You really you're really involved in the community. One that honestly you've I'm someone who likes to be community involved too, but I've been in the community for my entire life. You've managed to really excel in just a matter of, 2 years, right? So kudos, man.
I think I get a lot of it from you, man. I'm not going to lie. I think I told you that too while we were having a beer a couple years ago. I said, I looked up to how much you got involved with the community, and I looked up to the type of person that you were, and I want to be a good human being, and I think getting yourself involved in things you don't need to for the cause of others is selfless and important. Yeah. And I think a lot of people would feel a lot better if I could give anyone advice. If you're feeling down or crappy or you're not doing too hot, get involved in the community and volunteer. Yeah, it will make you feel better. It might be a selfish way to look at it, but it makes you feel a lot better about just about who you can be.
No, I think that's great advice, honestly, because you know what? It's really hard to feel down, and it's really hard to feel like really crappy about yourself when you're making other people feel really great about themselves.
Exactly.
So, I think that's great advice.
Yeah, right on.
So now back to 3 Overs Daily. Let's go back to the gambling part and the actual content part, because what I really like about this is, you're up and down and all that stuff with it, and you really keep saying that it's really about the content. You're just having fun. You're going to do this anyway. And so, when you thought of this, did you just were sitting there thinking how did you come up with it? Were you just saying I do this anyway, let's just do it?
Yeah, well, about 3 or 4 months ago, I was in the basement with my buddies, and one of my buddies had mentioned maybe you have the basement for it. You should create a content channel. Yeah. And at that point, there was no direction. I had no idea what I would even do. And in mid-November, I was like, man, how cool would it be to just get other people to make my bets and just make content around it? Yeah. So that's where I came up with it, and I think the idea of getting other people involved, having people watch random bets be made with $100 a day, for the potential to win $600 to $800, could be very entertaining. I know for a fact that if I came across a page like this, I would be all over it. I would want to know if the bet hit. I would want to know who was picking that day. Yeah. I would probably watch the games that night. So I was like, well, if I felt that way, maybe other people will. And it turns out they do. Yeah,
it's growing quite quickly. Yeah. And I mean, I've followed along. I tail some of the bets, and sometimes sometimes I don't. Because this is the thing. This is a very, very important thing that people need to understand: is you're not offering anything to be a guru, a professional, nothing like that. You are asking people who may never have watched a basketball game in their life to potentially pick and gamble on a basketball game.
For examples, I mean, we've had Senior Citizen Day where I went to the mall and I got senior citizens to make my picks, and that bet actually hit $775 off of $100. That was really fun. I've gotten toddlers to make my bets. I've gotten dogs to make my bets. I've gotten people at the drive-through windows at fast food restaurants to make my bets. So I think it's a win-win for me, really, because trust me, I get a lot of messages in my DMs for people who are tailing and following along and making the bets, and I make sure to tell them, guys, just remember, these are random bets. It's for fun. Yeah. I know $100 to a lot of people is a lot of money. Yeah. And it is to me too. Yeah, it is. I mean, I would be betting around that much every day either way, and I have been. Yeah. So I figure why not just kind of go for something a little different.
And the good thing is, at least, this is a content page. Correct. This is just what you base it on. But the good thing is that you are up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's a bonus.
We can get into that, yeah. We had a good first month. The first 3 days we did it, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we actually won all 3 days, which helped.
That helps carry the load.
For sure. The good thing is, one bet is 6 to 8 days of betting. One winning bet is 6 to 8 days of betting. So when you win a bet, you're kind of like, sweet, I got the next 6 days for free, right? Yeah. You win 2 bets in a row, you're around $1,400, $1,500 in profit. Right. So after month 1, we were over $3,100 in profit. Right. Then we had a bit of a losing streak to start 2024. We can get into that, but right now we're currently sitting at $2,200 in profit since we started, or profito, exactly. Since we started day 1, which means that I would have to lose 22 days in a row to even be in the red.
But you came real close, because you had, what, a 10-day streak?
12 days.
12-day streak.
Yeah, 12-day streak, yeah.
So that's another important thing to understand is that, you went 12 days, almost 2 weeks, not a single...
I was so positive the whole time. No. I mean, on social media, I might have looked positive, but there were times in my basement where I was like, what is going on? And we were getting bad beats. Bad beats, like
couple,
by
like,
1 point.
Yeah.
Basketball games losing by a point. And, betting for as long as I have, I know that I've bet on 3 overs so many times where I'm like, I know these are going to hit eventually. And, thank God on day 12, we broke the streak.
Yeah. And, honestly, it's like I said, as much as it's for that content kind of thing, but you obviously want to keep it rolling and everything. But you made it pretty entertaining, and you and I, you were staying positive publicly, but you and I had some chats and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But the good thing is, though, even though you were like you kind of ranted a little bit with me. In the end, you were again back to that. It's just for the content, right?
Exactly.
Like so you were going back to that, and you were, it was like maybe like 30 minutes later, and you're like, okay, well, I'm better now. I just needed to get that off my chest.
Yeah. Like, just to give you some context, listener, like if we lost by like 1 point, I would just go off on Matt through text, and I would just be like, what the F? Oh my gosh, I can't believe we were this close again. Yeah. And then like there'd be silence for 20 minutes, and Matt would get a random text. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
And just to make it very clear, like Matt's already said, this is a content page. My videos, when you watch them, you will realize there's comedy in it. They're fully edited videos.
Yeah.
We've had collabs with guys from Sportsnet and DraftKings, and my videos have even been featured on DraftKings content page. So the content aspect of it,
by the time this airs, we'll have featuring
for.
Halifax, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
So you get to really like highlight people. You get to highlight other causes. You did donate some of your profits to charity as well.
Yeah, that was a fun day. That one hit.
Yeah, that one hit. So you get to donate. So that was cool.
We did a video one. I think it was before Christmas.
Yeah.
The Rotary Club in Yarmouth. I got 3 people to pick random games, and they all hit, and so we ended up giving $370 back to the Rotary Club, which was awesome that it hit. We were gonna give $100 back if it didn't, but the fact that it hit was just even better. So.
Even better. Yeah. So you get to highlight some other stuff and everything. So I think that is a really great. I think that's a kind of a great thing too, because you'll have other ways. You've also engaged people where you've given them money as well.
Yeah. Follower Day is going to be a fun one. We're going to do it once a week, where I give away $100 a week. And basically, what I do is I post my video in the morning, and I get open the comment section for 2 hours, and the top 3 liked comments are the games that we choose for that day, and one of those 3 people will win $100, win or lose the ticket.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of engagement.
It is, and I think that's what gets the buy-in too, is that engagement. It's really key. And so, where do you see this going? Like, what's the future for 3 Overs Daily, and what's the future for you?
I love that question. I mean, I'm in a pretty niche, unique situation where there's nothing else like this on the internet right now, and I'm just hoping that it, the biggest thing that I want to do is make people smile every day. I think that's pretty evident through my videos and the fun aspect of the videos. But I mean, I would definitely want this to be my full-time job within the next 2 years. I'm going to push it every single day, and I'm going to stay focused and do it. So the plans are to travel and go to different cities and stadiums to get people outside of stadiums to pick. I want to do a trip across Canada with me and Tucker, my dog, where we travel across the country and go to really cool places across the country and get people to pick. That'll be all documented and for people to enjoy and watch. So I think at the end of the day, I just want this to grow into something where it could be my thing, and this is all I'm doing.
And you mentioned Tucker, so we have to kind of mention Tucker a little bit, because he's terrible at picks.
Oh, Tuck.
Terrible.
Just like 0 for 2.
Yeah.
I don't even think I have an 0 for 2 picker.
Seriously, yeah.
So I've talked to him about it.
Yeah.
We've had conversations. He doesn't seem to really care. So I don't know if he'll be back on for a pick. If we're gonna do another dog day, he has to be there. But
yeah, you know what? I think he needs a little bit of a redemption, maybe another shot. But I mean, 3 strikes, you're out, right?
I guess.
Yeah. So who knows? Yeah. We'll see. But you know what? I just thought about going back to the content thing and how engaging it is. So you know that you're a really likable dude when you've reached out to your ex-girlfriends. So yeah, we had to bring this up because this was a huge episode. This was really
was a
funny.
big one.
Some
My
of them
biggest
burned
video
you.
yet, for sure.
Lots of people burned you on the internet and everything. And
No, we can go over those comments.
oh, we can definitely talk some of those comments because you know what?
Let me
Here's the
pull
thing.
some of them up here.
I actually think that I think why you have a winning formula here is I think you're a good-looking dude.
Thank you.
And I think you have a great concept, and your concept allows you to really engage people. So I think that makes for a winning combo. But people just raked you over the coals when you did X Day. So I need you to so let's explain X Day.
Okay.
What did you do?
Well, I had a day where I got 3 of my ex-girlfriends to make a pick, which I knew it would be a hit. Obviously, I mean, that's if I saw that on the internet, I'd be all over it.
Oh yeah.
I got to give a shout out to all 3 of those ladies because, one of them was from my high school ex-girlfriend, and then my early 20s and my mid 20s, and they were all very serious relationships. But they were just champs, man. Like they a couple of them ripped me apart in the video, which was great. I think that's what I was going for anyway. But some of the comments that I got, like. On the video. So basically what happened was DraftKings, who's got 150,000 followers, saw the video and then posted it on their timeline.
Yeah.
Which is great for me. But with that comes, 70,000 views and 200
you gotta
comments.
have some thick skin, right?
So the biggest thing I was scared of was kind of internet idiots saying crappy things about the ladies, which I don't think anyone said anything bad about them, which was awesome. But there was a lot bad about me, which is totally cool. Like things like, man, that guy peaked in high school, which was great. That one of them was these ladies are way out of his league, stuff like that.
One person called you a 4, which I think is uncalled for. You're at least a 6.
I mean, I'd give myself like a 5 to 7, like if I had to get a scale. But
for sure.
But yeah, no, that one was funny because this guy landed 8s or more and he's a 4. What was it? This guy landed 8s or more and he's a 4. Look at us go, fellas. We can still do this.
Exactly.
That one was a hit, and I mean, videos like that are the ones that obviously bring this vision to life. That's exactly what I wanted when I started this thing. So I'm really happy that one went out and that one was successful. I don't think I can do another ex-girlfriend's day because I don't think I have enough ex-girlfriends to do it.
I was going to say, at some point, it might be like, if it's a continuous thing, it's like, this guy's not that old. How many exes does this guy have?
We were really hoping that it would hit because if it hit, we were going to do ex-girlfriends' husbands. So
that would
all
be
of their
awesome.
husbands were on board.
I think you should still do it.
I mean, I think it would have to wait a little bit. I don't want it to get stale, but...
No, I agree. Yeah, you wait it out, but I think you should still definitely do it.
It could be fun.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, I know you've been kind of reaching out a little bit too. Like, it would be pretty awesome at some point if you could maybe get some actual professional athletes to start making some picks and things like that. I mean, I know they have to be careful about certain things. They can't be actually physically gambling or anything, and they can't make any suggestions, obviously, on their games and stuff because obviously,
I don't know what the rule would be. Sorry for interrupting there. I don't know what the rule would be on other games. I know it's professional athletes just can't gamble at all, but
they can gamble. They can't gamble on their own sport.
Yeah. I don't. Ones that retire, I think will do it. I mean, I got Shane Corson coming aboard next month.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ex-Montreal and Toronto Maple Leaf NHLer, so he's going to be making some picks for us one day next month, which is awesome. Yep. I mean, I've reached out to a bunch of people. I've gotten a lot of no's just based on the fact that they can't gamble.
Yeah.
So I'm learning the ropes as to who I should be reaching out to and who I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the page gets big enough one day where I just have people that go, hey, I want to come, like big time people, big time guys like that or women like that who say, hey, I'd love to make a couple picks on your page. Right now, we got to grind it out still.
Oh, you know what? Christine Sinclair just recently retired.
Oh, that would be a hit. That would be a land.
Be a hit?
Oh, that would be so cool.
I think
I'm trying to get more strong female presence on my page. A lot of them, I reached out to a few, and a lot of them just I'm getting the answers like it's not my niche, it's not up my alley, which is totally fine. I completely get that. But ladies, if you are out there and you want to make 3 picks on 3 Overs Daily, please DM me. That's what it's for. Don't
slide into his
my
DMs.
I'm not asking you to slide in my DMs, but I am actually. Yeah, do it.
I get that a little bit, but you know what? They say it's not their niche and things like that, but that's the point.
That's exactly the point. Yep. Uncomfortable people who know nothing about sports is what I'm going for right now.
Yeah,
it's nice to have collabs with people who know a lot about sports and have a big following surrounding sports.
Yeah.
But what makes this page fun is getting the people who know nothing about sports to pick. Because guess what? Those ones have won more. Those tickets have won more by a landslide, actually, than people who know about sports.
Because and that
which is awesome.
Which is exactly what fits in now. And I think this is where we can almost start to wrap it up, because your tagline, your motto.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. And you know what? That is the exact opposite of what I do.
Yeah.
As someone who follows sports very intently, I overthink it. I look at it. I don't bet on games. I don't bet overs on games where defenses are in the top 6, 7, something like that, right? And
which makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yep.
However, as you said, the randos are winning.
Like we had the Senior Citizen Day. All three of them knew nothing about sports. The one lady chose the Tennessee Titans because her nephew plays for the Titans in New Brunswick. And all three of them knew nothing about sports. And two of the games should not have even been picked for the over if you were an over bettor.
Right.
But they hit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the over is it can hit at any point, at any time of the game. That one. The Tennessee game, we got 26 points in the last 7 minutes of the game.
Right.
And that won the ticket. So, I mean, if anyone hears this and they know nothing about sports, please DM me.
Yeah.
Please DM me, because we will have a lot of fun.
And I think that's the thing. So don't overthink it, which is really the idea for someone kind of being involved in this. So honestly, man, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
I love the page. I love the concept. I do tail. I've kind of gotten more into it a little bit. But that being said, as much as I've tailed and put up $25, $50, sometimes $100, I've also put 50 cents.
Yeah.
50 cents. So that's the thing is if you don't want to take a whole big, if you don't want to really kind of go too much, and if you can't afford that stuff and everything, responsible gambling is important.
I'll say this last thing too, and I made a video on this. Like, if you can afford to bet $5 or $10 a day, or if you can afford to lose $5 or $10 a day, what you're getting out of it is entertainment value, right? If you have a whole night of being able to watch sports and cheer on teams to score points, and you can give up $5 to $10 a day, you can win $50 to $100 when the ticket hits. So if you want some entertainment value, some new entertainment value in your life, and you're on a budget, follow the page. If you like the picks that day, download an app, make the parlay, and sit back and relax and have some popcorn and watch some sports. Because if you win $50 that night, I'm sure you'd be happy. If you lose $5, I don't think you'd be that upset.
And I think that's the most important thing is you say lose, and I think that's the emphasis of focusing on it is if you're willing to lose $5 on that day,
you're not going to go to bed mad losing $5.
Right.
It's just not, if you're into sports or you're into having that kind of entertainment. Right. It's the fun aspect of it, and then the wow factor of holy crap, that hit.
Right.
Like those cats made that pick today. How the heck did that hit? Well, it's random betting, man.
And I think the assumption of losing is the important part.
You have to go into it thinking you're going to lose that day. I don't ever make a bet telling myself, oh, this is definitely going to hit.
Yeah.
Once that money's gone, once that $100 is placed on that parlay, in my mind, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I win, it's great.
Yeah,
if I lose, on to tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, you know what, man? That's perfect. I wish you all the success. I've already told you, we bounce a lot of ideas off each other, and I already told you that, maybe hope someday you'll take me to a Super Bowl.
You'll be the first one.
where we can bet the overs on something. Like we'll pick 3 overs of the Super Bowl, which would be fantastic. Yeah. But you know what? Cheers to that.
Cheers, man.
Cheers to your success.
Thank you very much for having me on, and thanks for supporting me so far. It's been awesome being able to bounce ideas off you and get advice off you, because you're just, the kind of guy I look up to.
I love it. And, and also thanks to Station 6. We're here. You're having your Seltzy.
My Seltzy? I'm having a Seltzy. Everyone who knows me knows I like my Seltzies, so I'm having a Seltzy.
And I'm having my Propeller Galaxy, which I always have here. I didn't even have to order. She just was like, Galaxy?
I was a little concerned.
Yeah, I know.
But that's fine. At 3 Overs Daily, guys. It's really simple. THREE Overs Daily. Easy.
Oh, and mention your collab with Sharps too.
Yes, if you want to download the Sharps app, it's just basically social media for sports bettors. Go on my page, go to my link tree, and it's all in there. Okay, guys?
Awesome. Cool. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.
See you now.